I think I'll get started since
Perfect.
it's a little after 11. And I read an article this morning. I just want to share some of the stats with about LinkedIn. There's about 675 million users on LinkedIn. 27% are Americans. 57% of LinkedIn users are men. 43% are women. 30 million companies are on LinkedIn, which I thought was interesting fact. And then if you are to place an ad on LinkedIn, you can reach up to 12% of the world's population. And sponsored in-mails have about a 53% open rate, which is huge. So I'm sure Lindsay has lots more to share with us, but I just wanted to start with that. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining our weekly series here. And just appreciate Lindsay today telling us all the ins and outs we should be doing on LinkedIn.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Lindsay Sanchez. If I haven't gotten a chance to introduce myself to you yet, I do all the digital marketing over at Chicago Title. So this is my realm, and I'm on the other side of this, and I'm the one who's like snapping all the photos of everybody for every webinar, but this time I'll be teaching. So today we're going to go over LinkedIn, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. So let me get started. All right, share. Okay. Can everyone give me a thumbs up if you can see it? Cool. Lots of thumbs up. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through a few different things of LinkedIn. I'm going to go through having an optimized profile. I'm going to go through content, what to post, what works well. I'm going to go through company pages, so similar to like if you were using a business page on Facebook. And then I'm going to touch a little bit on ads and talk about some strategies. So to start, I always like to start LinkedIn classes kind of walking through the anatomy of our profile. So how I got here was I was just on LinkedIn. I went to linkedin.com, I was at home, and now I went and I clicked me. So this is my profile. This is as if you were on Facebook and you were looking at your own profile. And in here, I want to go through what's important and what you need to have in order to be an all-star. So being an all-star on LinkedIn, it's a level of completeness is what it is, of having a complete profile. And once that you are complete, then let me see really quickly. So once you are complete, then you will have your post will be favored, and it'll rank higher into the newsfeed, and you'll just get more views and more exposure that way. So to start, very, very simple, is having a profile photo. So if you do not have a profile photo yet on LinkedIn, you're definitely going to want to upload that, and you definitely want to use a headshot, because LinkedIn is going to be more business focused, more business driven, versus, maybe on Facebook for your profile photo, you have a picture of you and your dog, or you have vacationing, or whatever that is. You're definitely going to want to use a headshot, professional photo here. The next thing is right in here, you're going to want to put your location. So the location is what LinkedIn uses that algorithm on how to serve you ads, how to suggest people to be in your network. I mean, just kind of like how Facebook works. Honestly, throughout this class, you're going to find that a lot of things I say apply to both Facebook, some of them to Instagram as well, but LinkedIn has really modeled, and they've come out and they've said this, is they are modeling what they're doing very similar to Facebook. So you'll see as I go through this that things are one and the same. If you want to come in and edit any of this information, there's a pencil. You'll see a little pencil on each section. When you click that pencil, this opens up and allows you to edit. So this is where you can edit your profile photo. This is where you can edit your cover photo. So this is just like on Facebook, where you have a cover photo that's long and narrow at the top. On LinkedIn, they call it a banner. So that's the proper name for it is a LinkedIn banner, but just think of it like a cover photo. You can see as I'm hovering over this, the recommended size specs is 1584 by 396 pixels. So if you were to throw in, you know, something that's 900 by 900, it's a square. That's what goes inside like an Instagram post. If you were to throw that in there, it's going to chop it up and you're going to see about this much of your photo and it's going to look a little funky. So if you go into Canva, Canva is a free graphic design tool if you're not familiar with it yet. Go into Canva, they have a LinkedIn banner size that's already set to these specs, or you can create one from scratch and just type those numbers in right there, 1584 by 396. And that is going to put it exactly the size that you need it to be. If you're an agent, definitely you're gonna wanna put your brokerage logo on there for compliance, just like Facebook. All right, so, and anything else in here, this is where you can edit that information. So, first name, last name, I mean, this stuff is pretty easy. So this right here, the position, this is pulling directly from your experience section on your profile. So if I click on this, well, this is my only current position. So if I wanted to add a different one, it would be there. Show my education info. I'm just gonna leave that up here. All right. And then the industry. So right here where there's the asterisk, so it's required, good news. But having that filled out helps with your all-star status. So you must put in here, you put in real estate, right about here. And then here's more things that you can edit. If you want to throw in a website, most of you guys probably have a website, connect all your contact information, because the easier that somebody can get in touch with you, I mean, the more likely you're going to have to get that lead. If they're going to struggle and they're not able to find how to contact you, and this goes for any platform, chances are they're going to click off the page, they're frustrated, and they're going to move on to the next agent. So adding a website, phone number, address, so that you could put like your office address in here, and then your email. So this is already going to default and be in here based off of how you log into LinkedIn. All right, so let me go back. Okay, this about section. So this is considered a summary. So you can see right here, summary. So this must be filled out for all-star status as well. So come in here. I've used this template. If you've ever seen Chelsea Pipes, she has the same template. She found somebody in our industry who used it, fell in love with it, and a few of us have been using it. I like it because it kind of tells a story. And the important thing with this is you're talking in first person. So you're saying, I help, this is what I do, and this is how I can help you. This is how I do it, this is where you've seen me, who I work with, what are other people saying. And then here is where you kind of give your biography. I think a lot of people tend to start with their biography of, you know, born and raised in Arizona, been doing this for however many years, which is fine, but it's just not. Customers on the other side, their immediate thought is, how is this going to benefit me? They're all thinking about themselves. So how is this going to benefit me? And that's why I start with that, end with the fun stuff, pretty much, the things that I find to be unique about me. So if you ever want to use this template, just hop on over to my profile, connect with me, please. I should have said that first and foremost, but connect with me and feel free to copy and paste this. So this is, again, in the About section, required for all-star status. So in here, in this featured section, this is not required for all-star status, but something I need to do clearly because I don't have it filled out, but I always tell everyone to do it, is to fill this out. So this is a place where, let's say many of you I know have created videos that go over who you are. You have some testimonials, and it's really just your branded video. Throw that in here. Putting any sort of media in here. I mean, for me, I have multiple PowerPoints and stuff on the classes I teach, I could throw that in there. I've made many pieces of marketing materials, I could throw that in there. So this is a place for you to showcase your accomplishments through photos, documents, and media, and websites too. So I click Add Featured. If there's an article that you're featured in, you can link that. Any URL link, you can link it right here. Photos, documents, presentations. So this is showcasing you. So this is a great thing to add. Again, not required for All-Star status, but something that many people don't have. Right here, this, as I'm halfway through my page, you see this private dashboard that only I am seeing. This shows that I'm All-Star status. So I have reached that level that I'm talking about right now. If you are not there yet, there'll be a little thermometer, like a gauge, and it'll tell you, okay, you're this close away. There's only a few other steps that you got to take to get there. So just so you know, this is just for you to see. Experience, this is your resume pretty much. You must have at least 3 positions in here to reach All-Star status. So let's say maybe you've just been doing this for years and years and years, and you're like, this is all I got. If you've been with a different company, if you've been with a different brokerage, even if you've had a different position, maybe at one time you were a transaction coordinator or once you were an ISA, each role, it can be counted as a unique experience. So throw those in here. Education is not required for All-Star status. Volunteer experience is not. Skills and endorsements. So you must have at least 5 skills to be an All-Star. So people can endorse you. As you see in here, I'll kind of go through some of these. These are all skills that I've been endorsed for. So 61 people have said, yes, I know Lindsay knows social media marketing, lead gen. If people have not endorsed you, that is okay. You can come in here and you can add a skill yourself. So I'm going to hit this pencil again right here. Remember, the pencil is to edit anything. This is where I can delete, remove things. Let me click out of this. But if I want to add a new skill, I can come in here and, content strategy. Let's say I know content strategy. I am going to add that. And so I am adding a skill that I know that I possess. So you need 5 of those for All-Star. And just, all these things that the checklist that I'm going over right now, I have this in a PDF, and we can send this to you after, connect with your Chicago title rep. They'll be able to get this to you. And then the recommendations. So this is something I also need to work on, but recommendations on any platform is huge. But one thing that I always tell people is LinkedIn has done a really, really good job of getting their SEO to the top. So what I mean by that is if I were to Google myself, or if I were to Google an agent, one of you guys, chances are your LinkedIn profile will be on the first page of Google, just because LinkedIn has worked so hard to drive their website to the first page. So if it is there, the first page is usually what people are going to click around on, specifically the first 5 search results. So when they come to your page, you want them to see all these recommendations, and any past clients you've had, you want to showcase, I've worked with Lindsay, she's done this, that, whatever. So I need to be better about asking for recommendations, but what I can do right here is I can click ask for a recommendation. Let's say I want to ask Anna right here for a recommendation. So I'm going to ask her, it's going to say, how do you know each other? So we work with Anna, we work together, and it is while I'm at Chicago Title. I'm going to hit next. It defaults and pre-does this message. Could you write me a recommendation? Throw a little thank you to be polite. Maybe even more polite. And then I'll hit send. Oh, I've already sent Anna a recommendation request. So if you've already asked that person and they have not done it yet, then you won't be able to do it again, but you get the idea here. it's easy to ask with just a few clicks of a button.
So question.
Yeah.
So can you control, it looks like I have top skills, but they're not necessarily as relevant to real estate, except for one of them. Is there a way to control them so they're not your top skills?
So it's going by the quantity. So how many endorsements you've had. So for social media, it's got 61. That's my greatest. And then you can see it kind of goes into that is, I guess, by volume. So what I can do here is I can change those. I can kind of maneuver like that, and that's kind of how you can organize it, but it defaults to by volume of how many endorsements you've had. Does that answer your question?
So can I because my top 3, I got 99 on each of them, but I want to bring up some of the ones more related to real estate into the top 3, but can you not control the top?
The top 3, I don't think, yeah, you can't. The top 3 are set in stone. Those ones you can't manipulate, but the rest of them, you can reorder them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. And so, yes, recommendations not needed for all-star status. Interest, these are just, think of it like on Facebook. When you like a page, these are pages that I have liked. All right. And then the last thing that you must have for all-star status is you must have 50 connections. So you can see right here at the top, I have 500 connections. You must have 50. So any questions on the all-star status requirements and how to format your profile?
So is all-star status a LinkedIn thing or something you're just calling it all-star?
Yeah. So it is, yes, it is a LinkedIn, think of it like a badge. It's a LinkedIn badge that they give you. And so once you have that, that means that your profile is complete. And with that being said, when it's complete, LinkedIn is more likely to push your content to the top of the feed, and you'll get more exposure to your stuff because LinkedIn is saying, okay, they have a lot of great information on their profile, therefore creating a better user experience. So we want to push their content more than somebody who didn't have that.
Okay, got it.
And then one thing I did want to touch on with the profiles. So you see right here, my URL is linkedin.com/in/Lindsay-Sanchez. So this is my URL. So if I wanted somebody to find me, it's short and condensed, and it's my name. So it's pretty easy to find. Many people, it'll default to a bunch of letters and numbers at the end. So it's a long URL. To change that, right up here, you're going to hit Edit Public Profile and URL. And then you'll see right here in the right-hand side, Edit Your Custom URL. You can click this pencil right here, and you can delete any of those extra numbers or letters, or like if your username on Instagram and Facebook, you're branded the same username, you can change that and put that right in here too. So every single social page you have will match. All right. So again, that was just from my profile. I went to Edit Public URL. Okay, so now with that, I'm going to move into some of the things that you want to post on LinkedIn. So what does really well? Surprisingly, not so surprising, just like every single platform, video does well. So video still does really well on LinkedIn. If you have a listing video, really anything, market information, let's say, we're coming out with market stats at the beginning of the month. We just put ours out there on Instagram, and you could take those and maybe instead of sending that to a client, because they're going to look at that and they're going to be like, I have no idea what this stuff means. This is not, I mean, that's someone in the real estate industry, they'll understand it, but other people would not. So what you can do is you can take that, put it in your own words, and make it easier for them to comprehend, and then post it as a video, and then you can use that on all platforms. So the important thing here is you are posting it on multiple streams. So you can repurpose it for Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. The only kind of content that I wouldn't really post as much of on LinkedIn is the personal. So what I usually tell clients is rule of thirds. So a third, you're going to want to do business related content, real estate news, listings, anything that shows you're in real estate. A third, community driven content, and then a third, personal content. And that's my rule of thumb for Facebook and Instagram. With LinkedIn, I would really dial that down to the personal to maybe 10% of that is personal. And with that, don't get too personal. Maybe it's just like, you know, here I am at this conference learning about whatever, something maybe in the real estate field, but you don't want to post too much stuff on LinkedIn. Save that for Facebook and Instagram when it comes to the personal related content. I'm just gonna really check.
I have a Stephanie has a question.
Yeah, I was just reading that.
Did you see it? Okay.
To link to Facebook, do I use my business page name or personal to make it consistent? I would do your business page.
Now, LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft, so does it hurt us if we post like a YouTube video, or should we just upload the generic video somehow?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I would try not to post too many links at all, really. So, which is funny because it's called LinkedIn. But don't do too many links, because just like Facebook, they want you to stay on their website. They do not want you clicking and going to somebody else's website. And in this case, specifically the YouTube example, like that is a direct competitor of theirs. So they would not want you to leave LinkedIn to go there. With that said, some people don't have the raw file, the MP4 or the movie file. So might be your only option. My advice with that would just to be, don't do it a lot. Don't do it too often. But yes, uploading the file itself is definitely going to be, it's going to boost you, and you're going to get more views, way better doing that. Okay, so back really quickly to that. Go ahead.
Is there any way to create like a directory of like things to view, videos to view or something like that? So even if you do it in LinkedIn versus YouTube, they can go see other videos, or should you just direct them back to your own website?
So what you can do is just in that, how you saw in the profile, there's that featured media section. That's going to be really the only way that you're going to be able to do that and create that directory. But yeah, your idea of sending them to your website and just having that there, you can do that as well. But I would put that in the featured media section, and it'll kind of replicate having like a playlist on it, or for a YouTube channel or something like that. Okay, and then there was one other question I saw in chat. What happens, oh, Bob, so what happens after you add a skill? Nothing really happens. It's just kind of there on your page to say, look at me, I can do all these things. And then when somebody endorses you, it's, you know, even more credible, because of course we all think that we possess many skills, and for somebody else to say, you know, and validate that, it means a little bit more. So it doesn't do anything. It's just kind of something nice to add that says, like, I can do this. But when you have 5 or more, then that'll help you get to that all-star status. So, okay. So content, talked about media, writing an article. So I will say that LinkedIn is, they highly, highly, highly favor long form text. So what that means is, think of Instagram. When you're writing a caption, and most of the time it's not super long. It's pretty short.
Lens, I'm going to interrupt you. You're super choppy. It's like you're on my end, I think on a couple others.
Okay.
Lean forward a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Like it.
My voice, or is it my video quality?
Paul, I don't know if it's quality of video. It's kind of happening off and on. It's going in and out, but as you were talking, it was doing it.
It was really good up until like 30 seconds ago, and it really got really rough.
It's better now.
It's better, yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Like, I don't know what to do. I won't move. I'll just turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone really fast in case maybe.
It seems fine now, so I don't know.
Okay, so LinkedIn favors long form text. So meaning they like lots and lots of words in their posts versus, like I was just saying, Instagram, not so much. Twitter, obviously, they limit you to the characters that you can do. But LinkedIn is the place where if you got something to say, this is where to do it. Think of it kind of like a blog post. So when I click this write an article, so this allows me to write an article. And with this is kind of cool because, I mean, right here, this just looks like a blank slate, but you can add in an image here, throw in a cover photo like you were writing an article for, you know, a magazine or a newspaper. And then when I'm in here, I click on this, I can insert an image into my body, my content that I'm writing. I can insert a video. I can insert a presentation. I can even insert a link. So let's say you were writing something on, you know, our current real estate market right now. You can reference things. You can put in a snippet here with like a quote. So in this body section right here, you click this rectangle, and this is where you can insert all of that. This is where you can also add a link, add a quote, format it. But yeah, so this is how you can create an article, and then you'll hit publish right here, and you will be publishing an article. It will go into the news feed, and it will also live on your profile. So anyone that you're connected with must be a first connection, which I'll go over a little bit later. They'll have access to see all the articles that you have written, and it'll live on your profile. So yeah, so that's right up in here, write an article on LinkedIn. But even if you're just writing a post, have a lot of text in that. And let's say the cool thing about LinkedIn is you have the ability to upload a PDF. So on Facebook or Instagram, you're usually uploading a video or an image. But in here, you can upload a PDF. And so you upload that PDF, make sure whatever you do, you don't just upload the PDF by itself. You definitely want to summarize it up here and say, you know, talk about what it is. And then bonus points. So I think maybe after 3 lines, however many characters it is, there'll be a little see more button. So let me see if I can find an example of what that looks like. But if somebody is typing right here, so somebody is typing 3 lines of text, there's a see more button. So if I click on that see more button, what that's doing for Dave Pratt here is it is adding, it is helping his engagement rate. So it's going to count as a click. So every time somebody clicks on your post or likes your post or comments on your post or shares your post, anytime anybody takes an action on your post, it'll count as a click. And when they click on your post, it helps your engagement rate. And when it helps your engagement rate, it's going to push your stuff higher to the top of the newsfeed because LinkedIn is reading it as people want to engage with this person. They're posting valuable stuff. So when I clicked see more right here, that just gave Dave a click, which is going to help his engagement rate. So pretty much what I'm trying to get at here is if you're typing more than, you know, however many characters this is, 3 lines, and you have the see more button right here, this is going to help you have a higher engagement rate just by having that see more button and somebody actually clicking on it. I saw there was a chat.
Also, Linz, does a post also live on your profile page like an article?
No.
No.
Well, so kind of, yes and no. So what it will do is you'll see if you're a first connection with somebody, there will be a section where it says their recent activity and it'll show their activity. So if you posted something, yes, it will live in there on your profile. I think that answers.
And then Anne asked if you use articles or post more, but I think you
Do
just
you
went
use
over
articles or post more? Personally, post just because I'm not a great writer. So if writing was my thing and I had a lot to say, I would for sure write more articles because LinkedIn favors the long text. So the longer the text is, the more favored it is. But I prefer to just do a video and explain it over a video rather than typing it out. But yeah, articles do well, so I would suggest doing that more instead. And also with let me see if I can find another example of that. So we saw if you write more than 3 lines that you hit the see more, then that helps your engagement rate right here. So if you're posting 6 or more photos, that's also going to help you in that same exact way, where if I were to click this +2 right here to see the remainder of the photos, that right there, that counts as a click, which is going to help for the engagement rate. So posting 5 photos, you know, they'll display without you having to click. But because I'm posting, in this case, this person's posting 6, I hit the plus button because I want to see what's that other one I can't see. That counts right there as a click. All right, let me keep going through here. In our industry specifically, infographics and how-tos do really well. So from Chicago Title, we do a lot of market infographics. So if you ever see anything on our Chicago Title pages, any social platform, let us know. We can brand them to you. You can have the generic ones, but we have lots of infographics. I know through Breakthrough Broker, if any of you guys use Breakthrough Broker, there's a lot of infographics in there. So infographics do really well. How-tos, lists. So, and this kind of goes for any social media platform, but people really enjoy lists. So once you quantify it and say top 5 reasons blank, or you saw the other day, it was top 10 cities to be quarantined in. Got sales number 1. People eat that stuff up. So if you're doing a how-to, you can also do a list. Those do really well. And what else do I have in here? Went through that, PDFs. Making sure people will say, okay, how many times a day should I be posting? This goes for every single platform. It is quality, not quantity. So everyone's like, oh, I want to make sure that I post, you know, how many times a day? It's like, it's not about that. It's definitely about the quality of the stuff that you're posting, because let's say I post something that is super irrelevant, nobody cares, but I'm just posting to post. You know, people are going to scroll past that because they're like, what is this? I don't care about this. And then that's hurting my engagement rate because people aren't clicking on it. People aren't engaging with it. So my engagement rate's going down. And when my engagement rate is going down, my stuff is moving further and further down the newsfeed because that platform is rating it as their stuff is irrelevant. People don't care. People are not engaging. So we want our customers to have the best experience possible. So let's put their stuff further down. So just remember that for any single platform, it is definitely quality over quantity. All right. Let's see. Some other things that I want to get into. I'll go into the network section. So getting connections, because I had said you need 50 connections to be an all-star. To get connections, go into this My Network tab right up here. Woo! Already got 2 invites from you guys. Thanks. Thanks, Barbie and Francisco. So you will get your invitations in here. And so through here, this is just suggestions of people that you may know. It's reading, I went to GCU, so it's saying, okay, these people also went to GCU. These people have similar roles. Other people in Phoenix that you may know. It's going to kind of go through, it's going to go through your contacts, through Gmail, because I log in with a Gmail address. It's going to go through contacts on your phone. It's going to go through all sorts of people and suggest people for you. So you can kind of browse through those if you're looking for somebody. Another thing you can do is you can import a list. If you have an Excel list of your sphere, you're going to want to convert it to a CSV, but you can import your contacts. So I'm going to hit more options right here. I am in LinkedIn now, I'm sorry, obviously I'm in LinkedIn. I've been in LinkedIn, but I am where I can upload a list in LinkedIn. I am gonna hit this upload file right here. Upload file. This is gonna allow me to browse through my files, and I can upload a list, and it must be CSV, text, or VCF. CSV is gonna be probably the easiest for you to obtain with good formatting. So upload your list here, and then once you upload, it is going to look for the people based off their email addresses. So that's the important thing with your list, is making sure their email addresses are in there. That's gonna map, and it's gonna match. Okay, on your CSV list, you have this email address. LinkedIn is gonna search for that email address and that user, so that way you can send them an invitation and connect with them. So that is a way that you can upload a list and connect with people. So one more time, I'm just gonna quickly show you how I got there. This is my home page. I went to my network. On the left-hand side, there's this your contact import is ready. I'm hitting more options, and then I'm gonna hit upload a file, and this is where I'm gonna upload it. So that is how you get there. Now, so that is an import. I'm gonna show you really cool, even better than that, is an export. So you can export people that you're connected with. You can export those contacts and your connections through there. And some people, their privacy settings are buckled down, so you're not gonna be able to get their phone number or their email. But some people, their privacy settings are not buckled down, so you can export all that information, which is pretty powerful. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I am going right up here at the top in this toolbar. I'm gonna hit this down arrow next to my face right there. I'm gonna go down to the settings and privacy button. I'm gonna click that. And so this defaults me to the privacy tab. I am gonna scroll down right in here. So how LinkedIn uses your data. I'm gonna go to get a copy of your data. I'm gonna click this. And I'm going to say that I particularly want to download a list of my connections. I'm gonna click that checkbox, and I'm gonna request archive. I'll put my password in there. And so it is requesting that archive, and as you saw there, it said it'll take about 10 minutes. So what will happen is once it's complete, I will get an email sent to my Gmail, because that's what I used to log in. I will get an email saying your archive request is ready. You'll be able to open that, click that, and I will be able to look at all of my connections. I've exported all of them, and like I said, some of them might have shared their email addresses because their privacy settings are not buckled down. So at that point, I have a list of people that I'm able to, let's see, I have a chat here. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Anna, for helping with that. Okay, so any questions on the import or export? All right, I'll keep going. Okay, so a couple things that I've shared in my LinkedIn class of ways that you can also connect with other people that, this is such a weird article that just popped up. Ways that you can connect with new people and how to kind of get some new leads through LinkedIn. Two things is, one, you can go into your notifications section right here. When you click notifications, you will see that if people have gotten a new job, it's right here. These people have gotten new jobs. So I'm gonna click on that. LinkedIn notifies you when that happens. So right up here, so Josh is starting a new position at Huddled Masses. So let's say I know that Huddled Masses is in Peoria, but Josh currently lives in Queen Creek. So that is on two opposite sides of the city. What, in my mind, I'm gonna say congratulations to him. And when I say congratulations, maybe I'll say, okay, I know that you're currently living in Queen Creek. Are you looking to make that commute to Peoria every day? Or, are you looking to relocate? If so, I'm your girl, like, let me help you out. But start off by saying congratulations, maybe just a soft question so you're not like crying right away. But this is a way for you to come in here and see if people are getting new jobs, because new jobs is definitely going to be a reason why somebody would want to relocate and move. So this is a great tool to use. Again, this is in the notification section. And you kind of have to do a little creeping and say, chances are we don't know what these people, what their previous job was. But if I click on the profile, it's going to say, okay, so he just started at this place, but before he was in Miami. So then he's in Fort Lauderdale. So, it kind of gives you some insight of where these people are moving or coming from. Another thing that you can do with LinkedIn that's going to help you maybe get some new people is listening to the news, which is sort of depressing at this time, but listen for, like I said, right now is probably not the hottest time, but when new businesses, there's so many new businesses that are popping up in Arizona. We have White Claw. White Claw is potentially going to have a big facility, out in, I think it was Tempe. But think of some of these bigger companies that might be moving to Arizona. And what you can do, I've shared this example, is look for people who currently work for that company that's moving to Arizona, connect with those people, and potentially maybe they're going to be transferring and they're going to be coming to Arizona. So you'll be that connection of a realtor for them. So how you can do this is I'm going to come up here into the search bar. I'm going to click on the search bar. I'm going to hit people. And so I want to go after people who, let's say, work at Amazon currently. And, maybe I know that they're coming from the Bay Area. So I click that. So these are people from the Bay Area that are working for Amazon that maybe, through the grapevine, through news, I've read, some of those people from San Francisco are moving on over to Arizona. Or even right now with the fact that Arizona is the hot place to be and everybody knows that, a lot of people are making that move. So with this, you could connect with people who live in a particular area, and I'm just going to connect with them. It is only going to allow me to go after first and second connections. So first connections, this is kind of irrelevant because you're already connected with them. A first connection is somebody that you are already friends with on LinkedIn. Second connection would be a friend of a friend. Third connection would be a friend of a friend of a friend. And I cannot filter by third connection on here because I do not have premium. If you had premium LinkedIn, which is the paid version, which I think is a waste of money, to be honest. As you can see right now, there's so many ways that you can use LinkedIn for free. But if LinkedIn is like your bread and butter and that this is your social media platform that you really want to perfect, premium might be a good idea for you. But there's a lot of free tools through here that you can use. So anyways, third connections you cannot search by with the free version. So anyways, then I come in here and I can kind of just start connecting with people. So that is something you can do if you know people who might be moving to the area for a job, or let's see, I got a few chats up here, but I cannot access it. And are there any questions on there that I need to answer? I'm not able to get to the chat.
Nope, we're good.
Where did you click on this? Which area, this website did you click on to get this for the people?
Yeah. So if I am home, this is my home base. I'm just clicking right in here into the search bar, and I'm clicking people. And then it's going to pop up right here. And this is where I'll be able to filter.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Now I'm going to touch on company pages. So company pages, think of it like a business page on Facebook. So we have, let's see, our company page, Chicago Title, Arizona. I would, if you were working as a single agent, I would stick with having a profile for now. Really master getting your profile optimized, master creating content, master getting connections, working leads, master that before you tap into here. I would say this is kind of like a part 2 of nailing LinkedIn. If you are a brokerage, I would definitely create a company page. If you're maybe a team, maybe you can create sub pages. So this is our parent company page. You can create a child page, a sub page, and I'll show you what that looks like. But yes, very similar to a business page. Your posts are going to be right here. You'll be able to look at it through a news feed. I've connected our website. We have a call to action button, which is visit website. You can see we have our locations. I've put each of our office locations in here. Hashtags. So you can have 3 hashtags that relate to your business that you think that you might be found from other people to get to your page. Groups. So if you create a group for your page, just like on Facebook, you can showcase those. And there hasn't been a ton of new features for LinkedIn recently. I mean, they have had to kind of lay some people off, so they haven't been really focused on their development as much. But this event section, this is a new feature to LinkedIn. A company page can create an event, and a personal profile can also create an event. So whether you have a company page or not, you can create an event. It looks just like Facebook again. Put in a banner, put in a logo, image, name of the event. Right now, I mean, they know everything is an online event. So yes, it's an online event. In here, you're gonna put your link to join or a registration link if you have one. Set the time and the date. Put in the description. If you have tickets, I also put the registration link in there. And then you create. So I'm gonna really quick actually click on this one. And then I can, once it's created, this is my event, I can invite people. And here's what's cool about this, is I can filter by industry. So say, you know, you've worked in multiple industries and not just real estate. So some of your connections might not be real estate related. So it might not pertain to your event, or maybe it will, maybe it won't, but you can filter out by real estate. So for us, with our events, I can only do real estate, people who are working in the real estate world. And then Chelsea Pikes, I'm gonna invite her from there. So you can really filter your invites, which is a little different from Facebook, where usually you're just gonna invite your friends. But with this, it really lets you invite and filter. And you can only invite people that you're connected with. So if it's somebody that hasn't accepted your invitation yet, and you guys are not connected, you will not be able to invite them to an event. Now, so that was what you saw from a company page. If you do not have a company page and you just have your personal page, this is how you're gonna get there. So again, I am on my home feed right here. I'm gonna scroll down, and on the left-hand side, there'll be an event section. I'm gonna add, and now instead of it coming from Chicago Title, Arizona, it's coming from myself. So this is how you can, if you wanted to create an event, maybe you want to give a market update and you want to invite people to that, you can do that. It's hosted by you, and you can put that webinar link right in there directly and invite some of your connections to kind of tune into that. Okay.
Real quick, Lynn's going back. There was a question about how you created the pages. like our Chicago title, Arizona?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
So I believe, it's been a while since I've done this. So when you hit this arrow drop down right here and you have not created a company page, it will say create a company page, and you will click that and it will give you the ability to create a company page from there. And then once you have that company page created, you can see we have some sub pages. Where did they go? There we go. So if I go into the admin tools, I have a showcase page, which is a sub page, and you can create that from there. I have one specific to the East Valley that is underneath our company page. So Anna, this is what she has. And then I have one that the commercial team has asked us to create. So we have our commercial one in here. But yes, if you're a brokerage and maybe you want to do sub pages, or maybe you're a team and you want to do a sub page, you know, specific for one part of your business, and you have another part of your business that are, you know, not alike, you could do that and do different showcase pages, but it all lives within under a company page. I do really quickly, before we end, I want to show advertising, because Anna had touched on that at the very beginning. So advertising, you can, there's a few different types of ads where you can promote for a job. You can do the sponsored content. Sponsored content is everything that's in your newsfeed. You can do in-mail content. That's what Anna had talked about. I think there's another one, but there's different types of ads you can do. You as a personal account, you can advertise for jobs. But if you want to do sponsored content or in-mail content, you will want to be a company page to do that. And you'll just have more access to more ways to advertise if you're doing it from a company page. So that would be another reason why you might want to do a company page, is to be able to advertise. So I'm going to I hit this work button right here with the down arrow, and I'm going to click advertise. And if any of you guys have been in Ads Manager for Facebook, it is going to look almost identical. So I have an account. Let's see. A campaign. So maybe I want to start a campaign. Well, I don't need a group. I want a campaign. Create a campaign. And you will see this looks right here. This is looking identical to Facebook, where you're going to pick your objective. Once you create your objective, you have your audiences. So this is going to look, again, similar to Facebook. So these are people, this would be more helpful, this particular section, for recruiters, because you can go after people by job type. But yeah, so you can filter by location when you're going through and doing your target audience. One thing that I've noted to other clients is you can go based off of job experience. So on Facebook, you know, we do not have the ability to, there's a lot of targeting options that are not available to us. One of them that was very helpful for us was by income levels, and we cannot do that anymore. Something you can kind of do in lieu of that is by job seniority. So, I mean, it's not 100%, but you might think an owner or a VP or somebody with a higher job seniority, they might have a higher income. So if that's kind of how you want to target, of course, any of us can be the CEO of our own business, and you know, people can find ways to get around that. But just come in here and kind of look at some of the different age. We can do age. I am not going to discriminate. You kind of have to cross your T's and dot your I's with that, but these are ways that you can still advertise through LinkedIn. So there's more opportunities in here than there would be on Facebook. You can exclude audiences. That is something that you can no longer do on Facebook. And then come in here in your ad format type. Again, looks just like Facebook if you're doing a single image ad, a video ad, a carousel ad. And on the right-hand side, you can see as you change your things, it's going to tell you what you'll get out of your advertisements, setting your budget, your start and end date. Let's see. Now my campaign saved, and now I'm going to build out my ad and kind of just walk you through just like on Facebook. So with this, I just kind of wanted to point out that it looks very similar and it acts very similar to Facebook. So if you're familiar with that, this should be pretty easy for you. And just the fact that LinkedIn is really mimicking what Facebook is doing. And they've, they tried not to, but they realized this is what works and people understand this. So just know that a lot of the things that you've seen that Facebook does, LinkedIn is doing. I mean, they came out with, I think it was 2 weeks ago or a week or so ago, that now LinkedIn is testing stories. So you see Instagram and Facebook, they have stories. LinkedIn is testing that as well. Nothing has been said yet if they're going to do them or not, but a lot of the things that Facebook does, LinkedIn is following. So I just wanted to point that out.
And real quick, Allie was asking, can you advertise based on company?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I've done that.
Just sitting here thinking about this, like from the agent perspective, if you want to run, like on the advertising side, I think a really good ad would be some sort of like relocation ad to like HR managers, especially if you can, obviously the big companies have huge relationships, but if you're looking at a startup or a tech company or a medium-sized company that doesn't have those relationships, that might be an opportunity there too.
I love that. I think that's
awesome.
a really good idea. I know I went pretty fast through ads, but it's noon, and I mean, if you guys want to dive deeper into ads, like Anna had said, you can reach out to your Chicago rep. I'm available as a resource, so we can always schedule something to dive deeper into that. Were there any other questions you had on ads or anything LinkedIn related?
Good stuff, Lindsay. Thank you so much. I always learn something every time.
I'm gonna stop sharing right now. Oh, good. I'm glad. Well,
Yeah.
I do too.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, whoops. Might have a question here. Oh, Jill. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Tomorrow we have our panel, our Pivot Don't Pause panel. So if you're still on here, make sure that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And you can reach out for the link if you haven't been on that, but it's on luxury. So we have a group of luxury agents, so that'll be great as well.
Yes, and this was recorded. I know you guys had some questions. So once I end this meeting, I will get the file and I'll upload it to Dropbox and we'll send it to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.